Welcome back, one and all, to V8's Online's live broadcast of Season 2 2017 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia Championship presented by Sim Racing Bay. We're coming to you live once again from Canadian Tire Motorsport Park for round 2 of the championship. We just saw the qualifying session where Josh Muggleton took a very convincing pole position, and now we are getting ready for the 45-minute race session with a fuel tank restriction, so they're going to have to pit. I'm Reese Gardner. Joining me in the commentary box is Jay Kennedy. And Jay, this is going to be a very interesting race, especially as we look at the championship standings as of round 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic race. We see with the standings, a little bit of a change will occur tonight because Jared Filsell, Forzen El Nabi, Dame Warren, Blake Neck, all in the top part of the championship, but not racing tonight. So we'll definitely have a change up in the pointy end, but that will help out Muggleton. He effectively has a 20-point lead over Hayden Dodman, who's technically second position, with the guys not racing tonight.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out at the end of this 45-minute race. Of course, couple of people looking to make some inroads in terms of the points is Warwick Brown, Connor McCluskey-Young, Thomas Hinds, Jake Maloney, among the people who DNF'd, unfortunately, in round 1. But Warwick Brown in particular, and Jake Maloney as well. They've both managed to qualify extremely well for this race. I believe in the top 10, so they'll be looking to get some points on the table this round.
There's a few names that we didn't see that in that session. We've got the Masters Championship on screen, which is for the over 40 drivers, with Pickering, Marsh and Ballinger leading that championship. That will be a little bit closer with those guys all turning up tonight. Connor McCluskey-Young, Mark Peter Dean, both of our former teammate back in the old days. Mark Dean, he's very, very accomplished and very, very quick driver. Got a few guys that we know have got pace that ended up in the lower qualifying split, and we actually have the drivers have been split into 2 splits tonight as well. So looks like we've got about 30 odd cars in this session. So it will be nice and close and nice and tight throughout this one. Yeah, it's capped at 33 by the looks, so that should be good. Good number.
Yeah, very good number. And in terms of the weather, it looks like the track is 1 degree hotter than it was in qualifying. 28-degree track with... I cannot see what the cloud cover is like, but it looks relatively clear, doesn't it? So
yeah, just as the sun's starting to set. So the late afternoon here in Canada.
Yes, certainly. Winds south at 8 kilometers an hour with a relative humidity of 66%, so we should still see some pretty quick lap times, and the track should grip up very, very nicely. But we'll see how it goes by the end of the race when we've got a bunch of rubber and marbles on the circuit. And, of course, no word on whether or not we're going to have safety cars in this race after round 1. Do we have any news on that, Jay?
Cannot confirm or deny anything because I've got no idea. So, how's that? I've got no idea. I've got as much of an idea as you.
That is an answer, and that's good enough. So, yep. And
it's not a wrong answer either. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Win-win.
Just noticing Josh Muggleton having a big sideways moment coming through turn 3 and turn 4. Now launching it off the curve. He's trying to work out what he can and can't do in this car in these last 3 minutes of warm-up.
Yeah, as he goes through that curved acceleration zone onto the Andretti straightaway, which isn't really a straightaway. It goes up and down and to the right slightly, but hey, it's a long section where you're doing not much other than putting the throttle flat to the floor, so it might as well be a straight.
Straight enough. I'm sure we've got bits of road in Australia that we call straight that aren't as straight as that. Sure,
yeah.
I'll give us a couple of hours and we'll think of one. By the end of the broadcast, we'll think of something that's as straight as that we call a straight. Or sorry, less straight than that we call a straight.
Yes.
Back
yes,
straight
indeed.
at Simmons Plains, probably a perfect example. It's actually got a numbered corner in the middle of it, and we still call it a straight.
Oh yeah, true.
So 2 minutes left in this warm-up session. It'll be Muggleton starting from the front. We are fairly sure. I don't think there was anything quicker in the other split. I actually didn't really notice the times for the second split. My apologies. I should have done a bit better job of that.
Ah, so good. Josh Muggleton just practicing a pit entry there. This pit entry at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park is extremely on edge, coming through that fast third last turn, and instead of sticking to the left through the penultimate turn, you basically get on the throttle a little bit earlier and go wide, and then you're basically straight on the brakes for a very slow right angle right-hander into the pits. And of course pit exit as well is going to be very interesting here, because the pit exit comes onto the track on the right hand side, where of course people are wanting to place their cars for an optimal entry into turn 2. So who knows, we might see a few contact incidents with people coming out of the pits as the pack comes around.
I'll do a little bit of a shout out before we go live. A shout out to all the guys that raced in the Le Mans Endurance Championship race, the Australian Endurance Championship Series. What's it called? Sorry, Endurance Sports Car Championship.
Yeah, the Selby Endurance Sports Car Championship.
I know you were racing in that one, Reese, and ruined your teammate's event. There we go. But you've done 2 Le Mans races today.
Yeah, I have. I competed in the Virtual Endurance Championship Le Mans 24 hours on R Factor 2 with my European friends at Magenta Warriors Racing Team, racing in the Nissan GTR LM and LMP1. That race is going to come to an end in about 3 hours, so we'll see how we've ended up in that. And yeah, I raced with Fusion Sim Racing in ESCC today, but I am noticing in the broadcast chat, Brenton O'Brien, Blake Neck did 111 straight laps at Le Mans.
No thanks.
In a Porsche.
No
so
thanks.
Yeah, incredible stuff there.
Official grid up on screen now. Josh Muggleton, Vale Richards, Greg Stewart, Michael Healy, Jake Maloney and Darren Marsh rounding out a TTLR top 6. But it gets nice and close over the page with Justin Rougier, Mark McDonald, Lucia Giacomin, Mitchell Campbell, Warwick Brown and Scott Larnack rounding out the top 12. Going to be a really, really interesting race in regards to how it plays out with these guys on the fringe of the top 10. I think it's going to be really, really tight. We'll see really, really close racing, and we'll see some big dive bombs coming out of turn 4 into turn 5 in that mid-pack.
Yeah, we certainly will, and of course, as you said, keep an eye out at Moss, because that's often the place where things go very, very wrong on the opening lap of a race at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Also, keep an eye out through turn 2, of course. Nowadays at the track, this place has tarmac runoffs on the exit of turns 1 and 2, but this iRacing laser scan of the track as we go green dates from a few years ago, before those tarmac runoffs were added, as Muggleton gets a very good start and leads on that very short run into turn 1, and the TTL cars falling into formation behind him.
Thomas Hins, interesting, he started from the pit lane. He's missed the start of the race, but a good jump from Muggleton. But hearing a car off in the background, not quite sure who it is.
I'm going to go back and check that. We've got 2 cars off.
Warwick Brown's facing the wrong way. I heard contact there. There's a few cars all like a car park on the inside of the track there.
Jake
and we're still green. We're still green.
Still green. David Coleman, Gene Fittis. Oh wow, there's quite a few cars damaged here. Grant Fitzpatrick. Warwick Brown again, Mark Peter Dean, Alex Greenwood, Steve Jansen finding his way through that, and Thomas Hins now making his way around the circuit, avoiding all of that by starting from the pit lane.
Looks like it may have been 0-1-2 Scott Larnack and the 5 of Warwick Brown actually had wheel-to-wheel contact through the middle of the corner, and a few guys are checked up, got on the brakes, and around they went. You see them in the background there, but we'll go back to live action. Conor McCluskey-Young's escaped and he's back in the pits. We're continuing on with approximately 35 laps in this race, so we complete lap 1. Muggleton, big lead.
Yeah, very good stuff from Josh Muggleton, just controlling this race at the moment as Vale and Greg behind him are falling into procession. Having a look further back in the field as they come streaming through turn 2. Very single file
Oh,
so
96,
far.
Sean Evans. Just, he's
Oh,
almost spun it around.
goodness me, that's...
Just saw out of the corner of my eye there, he was facing the wrong direction. I'll jump back and replay on board with him.
Yeah, Sean Evans offered a very bad place of the track to go off, and looks like that was just a tank slapper gone wrong, and at right angles to the direction of racing in the middle of a corner like that is nowhere a driver wants to be, but he's managed to get going.
On screen we've got Justin Rougier, Mark McDonald. McDonald looking to make a move. He's got really good pace. And Larnack and Dodman just behind there, side by side.
Yeah, look at that. Big moves being made here at the moment. Saw Luca Giacomin trying to have a look at Martin McDonald there. This final part of the lap. Scott Larnack with a bit of damage on his car.
Yeah, Larnack was definitely the car involved in that incident, turn 1 with Brown, which I'm fairly sure race control will call racing incident, because there was nothing else but racing incident there from my opinion.
Yeah, Michael Hammond, meanwhile, having a look at Jake Maloney into turn 1 at the start of lap 3. Oh, look out here, Benjamin Smith and Jake. Oh, Benjamin Smith, big slide there in turn 3. Oh, but he keeps it out of the wall. Fantastic stuff. Oh, but is he going to... Oh, goodness me. No, he's managed to get going again. Wow, that's...
Pick up a replay. I sort of missed that, unfortunately.
It was quite the near miss, Jay. Benjamin basically slamming on the brakes, losing the rear end, just avoided getting T-boned by Michael Hammond, and then he came to a stop in much the same way that Sean Evans did.
Good job to keep it off that inside wall.
Yeah, very good job.
Really good effort. Yeah, and to not hit anyone.
Yeah, that's quite incredible. So, got a clean car, but unfortunately he's got some work to do.
Stuart Hall on screen chasing down Bo Albert in the 06 Evolution Racing Team Porsche.
Yeah, Bo going into the turn much harder than Stuart. And of course, Mosport is a very difficult circuit to overtake at, because the only real overtaking opportunity you have is either here at turn 3, down at Moss, or down into the final sequence of turns. And if you want to try and throw one up the inside at the last turn, well, you're welcome to give it a go, but it's not really useful on anything other than the last lap.
Gene Fitty's just running wide at the exit of turn 2. Really easy to do, but really tough when you run off there to keep it off that wall. He's done a great job to keep it on the track.
He certainly has, and I'm seeing a little battle forming between Jay Boving and Andrew Stokes down the lower reaches of the top 20. Stokes in Boving's slipstream. He's going to try and go for a move and take over 17th position at the penultimate turn. He's got the inside line there. Boving's going to try and come back at him though, or is he? Got that inside line, but fortunately for him, Andrew just has a little bit more of a faster line through that sequence of turns, as I see a little bit of dust getting kicked up in front of them.
They're one to
That's
watch
Andrew
now
Stokes
as well.
up to 17th.
Darren Marsh has now got two cars who are battling already right on his tail. So Marsh in 5th, Justin Rougier in 6th, Mark McDonald in 7th. Rougier and McDonald have been at about that gap since the start of this race, and now they've closed in on Marsh, who had pulled about 5 or 6 tenths of a second. And they're right there now.
A little bit too much curve there in that corner leading up to Moss. Sort of threw him offline a little bit, but he's managed to keep it together. But now we're here at the Andretti straight, and McDonald will be in that slipstream, wondering if he can send one up the inside. Doesn't look like he'll be able to do it here.
We're thinking a different strategy from the last race we saw in this series too. Knowing that there's a pit stop being that second or third car in the pack is sometimes an advantage. You can save that tiny little bit of fuel, get off the throttle a little bit earlier, use that draft, and jump in the pit stops. So being the second car in the field in a pack is not necessarily a bad idea. Or a bad position to be.
Yeah, yeah, very much so, especially
Oh!
in...
Rougier!
Whoa, hold on a minute. Goodness me, so he's off at turn 2. Oh, he just caught the grass on the entry.
Yeah, on the entry. Just clipped the rear right on the grass on the outside. He's dropped back to P12 behind Maloney, who's doing a good job moving his way back through the field after running off at turn 2, lap 1.
Yeah, Maloney currently monstering the back of Stuart Hall. Very, very close as they come through Moss. Oh.
Hall was all sorts of sideways coming through Moss in the middle of the hairpin, in the middle of the two corners.
Yeah, and of course, Hall is himself chasing down Bo Albert. Looks like he's got a little bit of a run, but I don't think it'll be enough for a move to be made.
Albert's going to defend.
Well, he is too. Moves back across, making sure to cover off Stuart Hall.
Good battle pack that these guys have got forming up there, with Scott Larnack ahead as well, who's now let Dodman through. So Dodman now has moved up to P8. Larnack 9th, Albert 10th, Stuart Hall 11th, and Jake Maloney 12th. This battle pack on screen.
Indeed, and Hall being very aggressive with the inside curbing there at turn 2. Gaining just a little on brakes in 3. You can see a little bit of variance in line through here. I don't know if that helped or hindered Hall at all. But that turn doesn't really have one definable apex. There's multiple lines that you can take, and Hall running a bit wide through the first part of Moss, but that sets him up very nicely for the second part. He got a little bit of a mid-corner jump as Maloney almost loses it behind them, and that's going to let Rougier through. So Rougier gains that position back from Jake Maloney.
Tim Ballinger's now closing in on this little battle pack, and Dodman has had Larnack close up right on his tail as well.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this battle turns out.
A 6-way battle, 7-way battle, I should say.
Yeah, Hall made a little bit of a mistake in the penultimate turn there, or Rougier wide in the last turn.
Maloney will get a run here.
Not quite.
No.
He wasn't quite able to get that run. See, I was talking about this at Phillip Island. Off turns and acceleration zones, you might think you have a run in this car, but oftentimes the car in front of you will just stay where it is.
We're seeing George Johnson. He's just disappeared off the circuit. Not too sure exactly. He's having internet issues.
Oh no.
Which is very unfortunate.
Certainly not what you want to see.
So this pack on screen, we have P8, Hayden Dodman. We've got P9, Scott Larnack. P10, Bo Albert. P11, Stuart Hall. P12, Justin Rougier. P13, Jake Maloney. And P14, Tim Ballinger. And closing in now as well is Michael Hammond. He's only a second behind. He'll be in on this battle very, very soon as well.
Yeah, the two laser racing guys up the rear of that pack will certainly be enjoying the show as we see Hall and Albert getting very close here in the third last turn. So tempting to just give them the throttle a little bit, hold the throttle a little bit longer and just send one up the inside there, but of course it can really compromise your entire run this early in the race. So on edge through that first turn. And there we go, George Johnson has dropped from the server, so that's very unfortunate.
Never good. Especially when in the race admin, it's very, very tough. Lucky he's got a couple of guys in race control helping him out. So we're seeing a couple of drivers already enter the pits. I'm not sure if that's for a scheduled pit stop or something else. We've seen a few guys already been in the pits that were not involved in that lap 1 incident. So, Albert almost looped it around in the middle of Moss there.
Oh, so close. And look at this, Stuart Hall versus Justin Rugia. I think this is going to turn into something very, very soon.
Yeah, Hall got a bad run. I think he lifted off the throttle because he thought Albert was going to loop it around. And he's now really vulnerable to Justin Rugia. Not quite close enough. Have a look at the gap out in front. First back to second now.
Oh, Rugia,
Hall.
the inside of Hall.
Rugia, good move.
Turn.
Gap
Yeah.
at the front out to 5 seconds already from Muggleton back to Vale Ritchie's and Greg Stewart. Massive gap, and here comes Maloney looking up the inside of Hall. Nearly did it.
Yeah, Rugia's move unsettled Hall quite a bit, left him open to Maloney there, so Maloney is hungry.
He wants
See
to
what
get this move
develops.
done really, really quickly.
Oh, look at that mid-corner surge there from Maloney.
Oh, Dodman!
Oh no!
Dodman's around.
Oh no!
Dodman was in
careful,
8th
Hayden.
position.
Oh, he just taps the wall, gets back going. Let's have a look at how that happened for him.
I think he's done that all by himself.
Yeah, he did. That's that's on throttle as well. He's he dropped the left rear in the grass on corner exit. That's what
Yep.
happened.
Shot him around. He thought he just clipped the wall on the left on both the front and the rear, but I don't think that would have done any damage. Hit the wall. Well, not too bad. Reversing it back to get going again. It's rejoined back in 19th position, so it's cost him 11 spots.
Wow.
But it's still on between Maloney and Hall.
Yeah, it
Maloney's ahead of
certainly
Hall
is.
now.
Oh yeah. In the midst of all that, he got ahead.
Jay Boving in the pits.
Yes, indeed. So it seems he's one of the first drivers to take a scheduled pit stop.
So Muggleton on screen there. You can see the gap, 5.3 seconds.
Oh.
Back to Vale Ritchie's Greg Stewart and Michael Healy, who are still in this battle pack that they've been in since lap 1. There's a bit of a gap back to Darren Marsh, Mark McDonald, and Lucha Giacomin. And then Scott Larnack now up into P8, and he's pulled away from Bo Albert, who has Justin Rugia right on his tail. Rugia really wide through Moss to try and get a really good run, but I don't think that's helped. I think it may have hindered, and Maloney is right there.
Yeah, he certainly is, and we saw how Justin was able to just move up the inside there of Stuart Hall the lap before, or a couple of laps before. This track is so short, I have absolutely no idea, but I think Maloney saw that and he's wondering, maybe I could try the same thing. Perhaps get away with it. Oh, he's taken a much tighter line through the last turn, but Rugia is able to get on the throttle just a little bit earlier, get that traction. Bo Albert will be seeing this behind him as Rugia goes off into the grass. Very, very close to sending one into the wall there, as opposed to sending one past another car.
Maloney, here he goes, here he goes.
Yep.
Oh!
It's so tempting to send one up the inside at that turn. You just know, like, you get a run out of turn 2, you think, yes, I can do this, but the door ends up shutting very quickly if you end up making the wrong move. But they come back down into Moss for the 12th time. Maloney getting that late apex run out of Moss. Bo Albert will be looking in his mirrors thinking, oh boy, what's going on here as Rugia weaves to counteract Maloney. Seeing a little bit of damage on the front right corner of Justin. Maloney still not close enough to make a move.
Larnack's pulled 1.3 seconds on these guys.
Oh, look out. Maloney very close to getting past Rugia.
Something's happened to Hayden Dodman. Try and get a replay of what's happened, but Dodman's in the pits. His race done. Bo Albert's in the pits, but Hayden Dodman's out of this race. We'll see if we can pick up exactly what's happened. Oh, he's looped it again.
I'll keep an eye on the Rugia-Maloney battle. That was a very very bold half move that Maloney put up the inside of Rugia.
So Dodman's looped it again at the exact same spot. A little bit of a clip on the inside wall. And I feel that he's actually had another accident after that. And he's taken it back to the pits.
very cruel turn 3 at Mosport. Oh, Maloney. Have a look at him and Rugia at the moment. Just making a huge gain in the first part of Moss.
So we're going to change of position for P2. Greg Stewart up the inside move done. Vale Riches now back into P3.
There we go. That's
and Marsh. Oh, sorry. Who's that off the track? The 313.
That's Luca Giacomin, unfortunately.
Yeah. He's run wide.
See where that puts him in the midst of all of that. Luca Giacomin is going to remain
still be
in seventh.
McDonald's actually got ahead of Marsh as well in all of that too. Missed that pass. Trying to keep an eye on 15 things at once on my screens here. I'm not doing a very good job tonight.
No worries. Seeing a bit of a battle here, a little bit of a battle pack, as I see Mitch McLeod getting very leery on the exit of turn 1. Mitchell Campbell, Mitchell McLeod, and Andrew Stokes are all having their little fight here, and this is behind the Hammond, Ballinger, Hall, Maloney, Rugia, Larnack pack.
McLeod's actually got some really good pace in comparison to these guys. Last lap by Campbell with a 20 flat, McLeod with a 19.3, and Stokes with a 20.4. So he might find his way onto the back of this little battle pack ahead, depending on how he comes out of these pit stops.
Yeah, certainly. I think McLeod might have had a bad qualifying because he started 27th. He's
Just
all the
the
way
usual,
up to 15th.
just the usual problem in that team. Useless, no practice. They jumped in and decided to do some laps about 10 minutes into qualifying. They decided they'd do the race. Here comes Maloney up, in the pits. Thought he was going to make a dive up the inside. He sort of did, but it's into the pit lane.
Yeah.
Threw me off guard there.
Yeah, McLeod looking very racy here behind Campbell. Campbell's just not taking those optimal lines at the moment. I think that might leave him open to McLeod at some point. Look at the gain that Mitch makes on Mitch. Turn 2, can't really make any move there. McLeod making a little bit of a mid-corner gain. Campbell goes into turn 3 a bit harder, but McLeod gets a bit less of an extreme exit and gains a little more. See, that's the thing with this car. It's all about that mid-corner jump. If you can get that launch in the middle of the corner...
Bo Albert's had an accident. Bo Albert's got massive damage to the front of his car. Sorry, Reese.
Oh, no worries.
See if we can pick up a replay on what's happened, but I think he may have clipped the wall on the inside of turn 2. Or the exit of turn 1. I'm not 100% sure. So you see here, going into 2, and around he goes, and then into the inside wall.
Oh, wow. That's a real shame. He just lost it off the first apex, and then, just couldn't recover it. That's really unfortunate for Albert, and he's in the pits.
Scott Larnack's got really good pace. He has closed up really, really quickly in the last couple of laps.
Yeah,
fighting
right
for
on the
P7.
back of Giacomin at the moment. He's managed to pull away from Rugia a bit as well.
Yeah, we're out to 1.3 seconds, the gap back to Rugia. But ahead, it's only 0.4 of a second up the road there. And he's closing that gap. That was out to about 4 seconds not that long ago in this race.
Oh, Giacomin.
Oh, I thought Larnack was going to lose it there.
Behind him. Oh, Giacomin running very wide off Moss. Going for a bit of rally cross. The Beetle's not due to come out for a few more days, Luca. Be careful.
Now, apparently, hearing exactly what's happened, you're going to laugh and tell you what's happened with Hayden Dodman.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, a cat jumped on his keyboard and scared him.
Oh, great.
Alright, that's a new one.
Yeah, certainly. Never heard that before.
No, I haven't heard that one either.
I do recall once back in my R-Factor days, I ended up spinning off the track when I was racing in a Euro League at 3 in the morning. I looked over to my wall and I saw a spider crawling up it.
Yeah, no, I'd be burning the computer and burning the house down if that happened to me.
Yeah, I still don't know where that spider went.
Jared Tyman's under a fair bit of pressure from Steve Jansen at the moment. P15 and 16. So we're getting to half race distance.
Yeah, certainly Jared Tyman, a little bit of damage on the front of that All-Star Motorsports Porsche.
The rear wing got a little bit of a crease in it as well. No, it actually's gone straight again.
Wow.
I love it
Jansen,
when that happens.
Yeah, always fun. Meanwhile, Jansen's really working the wheel behind him. Oh, taking a bit more of an aggressive entry into turn 2, but Jared's going to get that little bit of a launch out of turn 2. I love this contrast of driving styles. You can see it all throughout the field. Some drivers like to go in nice and hard, get the grip on those fronts for that initial turn, and others like to take it easy on turn in as Tyman runs a little wide on the entry to the turn before Moss. And wow, I think Steve Jansen can smell blood here as Tyman has to counter steer a little bit through Moss. But you could see that that Tyman was just able to line up those exits a little bit better. Use that that massive rear grip that this 911 has.
Muggleton in the lane, making his pit stop. He's returning to out on the track, just in behind Tim Ballinger.
Yes, indeed. Keeping an eye on the Tyman Jansen battle. Jansen's lost a tiny bit of ground, but Tyman having a little bit of a slidey moment out of the last turn.
Now just watching Josh Muggleton, he's having a lot of trouble. He's now finally getting past Tim Ballinger. He had to flash the lights very aggressively. Would have lost probably 2 seconds. In saying that, he had a massive lead back to Greg Stewart of around about 8 seconds. So I don't think it will hurt him a great deal.
Still, it's always nice to have a clear track in front of you if you're trying to regain the lead of a race.
Reece, you sound like you've been up racing all weekend.
I have, mate. I've only got I only got 4 hours of sleep last night. I was up at 5 in the morning, ready to do my European Le Mans race.
Steve Jansen and Jared Tyman side by side down the Andretti Straight.
Ooh. Look out! Here we go.
Oh, on the grass!
Oh.
Look out!
Take care, Jansen. Brakes a little bit early for the third last turn. Tyman running wide, and look who's here. Michael Hammond right behind them, looking to make a move. Or as we see Jansen going
Jansen
to
in the pits. Yep, good idea to get out of it.
Yeah, very good.
If you have to go on the grass to try and pass someone and you haven't made your stop, you might as well do it.
Yep,
no point risking your race.
Hammond there was flashing his lights at Tyman. Meanwhile, it looks like Muggleton is caught up to the back of Stuart Hall as they're coming down the straightaway.
Yeah, so Muggleton now up to P10. Still about 12 or so cars yet to make their pit stop. And we've got about 16 laps or so left in this race, 20 minutes. And the way that this race has gone, we'll blink and it'll be all over. This race has absolutely flown by.
Yeah, absolutely. 25 or so minutes already. Amazing stuff. So we're past race distance. Muggleton continuing to flash his lights at cars in his way. Muggleton flashing his lights at Hall there. Having a look at... looks like Michael Hammond's gotten by Jared Tyman.
Yeah, I was just about to say that as well. Muggleton really went late to pass Stuart Hall. I thought Stuart Hall was going to close the door while Muggleton was there.
Tyman's going to try and get past Hammond again. Going side by side in turn 1. Oh, Hammond off into the grass.
Hang on to it, boys.
Yeah. Very hard to hang on around a place like Mosport, but it can be done. Looks like Hammond is going to consolidate that position, and Tyman is going to be staring at the rear bumper of that Laser Racing 911. Meanwhile, the current top 3 on track, Greg Stewart, Vale Riches and Michael Healy, they all have yet to pit. They're still running basically line astern. It looks like Riches is backing into Healy a tiny little bit. looking back through the field to see if any cars are close. Looks like
It's sort of settled down a little bit. Ritchie's and Healy's probably the closest battle, but I don't think they're battling. I think Healy's trying to conserve some fuel. Hopefully to jump the two ahead of him, the two TTL cars. But Stewart, since he's got ahead of Ritchie's, has really pulled away. It's out to a second.
Hammond and Tyreman again into turn 1. Oh, careful. Hammond's just, he keeps running a little wide on the exit of the last turn, just leaving the door open for Tyreman a little bit. Of course, it's very hard to overtake into turn 1 at this track, as Tyreman's found out at least 2 times in the last few minutes.
Yeah, Hammond doesn't need to do anything silly as well around Tyreman, because Tyreman is yet to pit, so hopefully he's got someone in his ear and advising him of that. Tyreman on these older tyres. We're seeing now Vale Ritchie's has just jumped into the lane.
Indeed he has, so we'll see where that puts him. He is the first of that second to fourth place effective pack to pit.
See, Muggleton's already passed him and gone before Ritchie's has even stopped in his box.
Wow.
So Muggleton has pulled a massive gap.
That's incredible.
Gap around about 10 seconds between Muggleton and Ritchie's as Ritchie's pulled out of the pit, so it's going to go a little bit further while Ritchie's gets back up to speed.
Seems like the undercut in this series is very strong when it comes to the pits.
Yeah, I think undercut, especially if you're not taking tyres, I think undercut's always going to be the way to go.
Got an ERT car off. That's Bo Albert back out on the track. Bit of an off-track excursion out of turn 3.
Good to see him back out there after that little issue he had. Little whoopsie.
Yeah, his car's fully repaired. He's 2 laps down, but he's back out there and circulating, which is good to see.
Got 25 cars still on the lead lap with around about 16 minutes of racing to go. So hopefully we'll still see 20 odd cars on the lead lap.
In the pits.
Yeah, we've just got something happen to Benjamin Smith as well. See if we can pick up a replay of what's happened to him. But he something has happened to him because he's escaped back to the pits.
Oh, he spun out of the last turn, made contact with the pit wall. Wow, that was a fair whack. Took way too much curb on the inside of the last turn, and that threw him off. Fortunately, this isn't like the old Roof RT12R, where if you looked at a curb the wrong way, you would flip.
I think if you breathed on a curb, you'd flip, wouldn't you, in that one?
Yeah.
Because we'll see Benjamin Smith in the All-Star Shootout next Tuesday night if you were expecting...
got a car smashed. That's Steve Jansen. Sorry, Jay.
All right.
He just ran straight off out of turn 3, straight into the tyre wall. Fortunately, he hasn't taken anyone with him, but he's got very heavy damage on that car.
Yeah, she doesn't look too healthy. Looks like the front left is almost hanging off that car.
Oh, wow.
He's pushing on, though. He's going to try and drive it back to the pits. As we've got Warwick Brown in the lane. Mark Dean in the pits. We've got about 10 cars left to pit. Healy, the race leader as it stands at the moment. McDonald Marsh. First car that has pitted is Muggleton in P7. And then pretty much the rest of the field has pitted. Good drive from Thomas Hinds. He's up to P15 and he has made his pit stop. And he's chasing down Jared Tyman. Jared Tyman obviously hasn't pitted yet, so there's an extra position for him to gain.
Yep, so Hinsey's just got to take care. Don't rush the move on Tyman. See if he comes into the pits at the end of this lap. Thomas just gaining on him ever so slightly. Oh, heading towards the inside. Tyman is not going pit just yet.
He's going to go another one. Muggleton moves up to P6. Tell you what this has done since the pit stops. It's actually spread the field quite a lot.
It has. Stuart Hall has just exited the pits on this lap. He's back out.
Have a look at this battle for P5. These two guys have raced a lot with each other. Rougier and Muggleton. Rougier yet to pit. I don't know how easy he's going to make it for Muggo. Probably not at all.
As he runs wide.
There he goes.
And
No, he
Muggleton
lets
goes,
him through now.
Yep.
I've just seen McLeod off the track as well.
Oh, yeah. Rich
Mitch
just
has actually
stays
tried
out.
to get into the pits and he's absolutely muffed it up
Oh,
and looped us. So that's twice in a season that Mitch has muffed up the pit entry. We've got a replay of it because we like watching Mitch stuff up. Brings back memories of him in the V8 at Spa where he completely messed up the pit entry. So he actually started that all the way through the exit,
Oh,
or the end of
wow.
the Andretti curves.
Incredible.
The Andretti straight.
He
All
went
sorts of
super
sideways.
Eurobeat intensifies drifting through the third last turn, cutting across the penultimate turn.
He actually
and
got
then,
it stuck in the pit wall as he's trying to get it
oh,
in.
wow.
Well done. Only Talk Boys can do that. Oh
Fantastic
my. What
stuff,
a team I'm
Mitch.
in. Anyone hiring? I'm no good anyway, I don't race. Scott Larnack has actually closed up on Justin Rougier. These two are actually fighting for position, both yet to pit. Last lap by, actually, Rougier's got ahead of Larnack, sorry. So Larnack's dropping back behind Rougier.
Yeah, I don't know, like, a few times I've gone back and seen Larnack, it looks like he's been traveling slowly, but I don't know what's going on with that.
Got a change.
Larnack has got a bit of damage.
Change for the lead. Darren Marsh assumes the race lead as Mark McDonald is in the pits. Of course, Marsh yet to pit. Muggleton up to P3. So 6 cars left to pit. 11 minutes to go. Healy has pitted, yes.
Because
so Healy
he's
has
managed
come
to get
out.
in front of
Yeah.
Stewart and Riches.
Yeah, he's just come out. Now he's ahead. So that was what we were talking about. He's had a 1.3 second quicker pit stop. And that was that saving fuel we were talking about. He wasn't applying too much pressure, just sitting behind, saving fuel. And Stewart is trying his hardest.
Has anything to say about it? Goodness me.
He looks very pacey, Greg Stewart.
Yeah, he does. I wonder if he'll send one up the inside at Moss. I don't think he will.
Not
he's
yet.
a bit too far back. Oh, he's taken a much more aggressive line than Healy is. Out of Moss they go. Who's Healy flashing his lights out? That's Steve Jansen in front of them. Jansen slowing down to let these guys by.
Yep. Good bit of work from the lap car to let these guys go through. This is for technically second place on the track. Well, will be second place.
Yeah.
Once the field is cleansed. We've still got a few cars left to pit. Muggleton, he's that far in front of these guys. We won't even need to talk about him. But this battle, I think it's going to be on right till the end. We've got 10 minutes to go, so about 8 laps of racing.
Oh, look at Stewart's run. He's going to have a look up the inside into turn 2, but once again, you can't pass through there.
Shout out to Stephen Sandman Clark, who's watching and said TTR is full. They've got no extra spots, so I can't get a drive for them. Of course, they've just signed on Emily Jones, who was seen doing a great job in the V8 Supercar Online Premier Series the last few days.
Certainly. Yeah, good news from that camp. Definitely wish Emily all the best.
Should do a great job with those guys.
Oh, look out. Michael Healy versus Greg Stewart down the straight now.
Vale's dropped off from these guys, and now he's under attack from Mark McDonald. Oh, no, he's not McDonald. Sorry, a bit further back. Sorry, I just saw the lap car behind. I thought it was McDonald.
But here we go. Coming into the penultimate turns. Healy runs a little bit wide, but he's going to come back to the right-hand side of the track. Optimal entry for the penultimate turn. I'm seeing Greg Stewart just gain a little bit on the exit.
He's looking really good at the exit of every corner, but not quite as good coming into the corners. I think he's trying to get too aggressive in, which is then meaning he's not got enough pace during the mid-corner and losing that little bit of ground through the mid-corner of all the opportunities in this track to pass, which are very limited. Look there. He'd lost too much time coming through turn 2. He wasn't there close enough through into turn 3.
Yep, and they've got another lapped car to contend with very soon in the form of Bo Albert, who was holding station in front of them, but he'll be wanting to pull over and let these guys by very, very soon.
I'm sure he'll be getting told as well. He'll be getting told by his team that they're coming through and they're very quick, so... See Tyman in the pits now as well, so still
Healy
4
flashes
cars
his
left to pit.
lights. Yep.
Might not actually get to him before the end of the straight, so might have to do it through the S's.
And we'll see what happens here as they come up to the S's at the end of the lap. Who's that in front of Albert? That's David Coleman in position 23. So this is another lapped car that they're having to contend with.
Good job,
Albert
boys.
and
Well done.
Coleman
Oh!
both pull over.
Vale Riches!
Oh no! Rich is around!
Oh! That was
Luka Jackson
totally
pits.
bizarre.
Larnack pits.
Rougiers in as well.
Young pits. Oh, Vale.
That's heartbreaking for Vale Riches.
Yeah, damaged rear wing. Loads of positions lost there. He crosses the line back to position 10. So from battling to second down to just on the verge of the top 10. So wow, what a shame.
That's really disappointing for him. He was doing a great job. On for almost definite top 5, you'd say, and then for that to happen, and Healy back to Stewart, that gap's stretched out.
Oh, it has too.
What's happened there? It's out to 2.5 seconds.
I'm gonna rewind a little bit and see what went on there. Oh, Stewart had a big slide in turn 3.
Yeah, we're getting a replay up now. We're just getting the guys coming into turn 2, so we'll see if we can pick it up exactly. 6 minutes left in this race. Not long to go.
Just on the verge of losing it. Yep, not long to go indeed. But looks like Michael Healy's very secure in second place thanks to those separate incidents from the 2 TTL drivers.
How good a job did he do to not put that in the fence?
Yeah, once again, seeing quite a few near misses in this race.
Larnack and Rougier. Have a look at these guys go at it. This is 8th and 9th. Rougier just pitted. Oh, actually, so did Larnack. Both pitted on that last lap. So they're both coming up now trying to get their pace back again.
Yep, this is an out-and-out sprint in the last 5 minutes of this race.
Really quick outlap for Larnack, which has managed to jump him ahead of Rougier. 1.3 second quicker pit stop for Larnack. Gap between Rougier and Larnack is 0.6, so quicker pit stop. It's been enough to get him that position.
Very good stuff there from Larnack. He's made his way nicely up from 12th to 8th. Of course, profiting from the mistakes of others. How about Mark McDonald, though, from 8th up to 4th?
Great drive from him. One of our internationals in the field. Don't know what sort of hours in the morning it'll be in the US for him to be doing this race, but
well, he's in
bizarre
Illinois.
So.
That's the Midwest, which is an hour behind Eastern, and I'm 12 hours ahead of Eastern, so it's probably about 5:45 in the morning. For
yeah,
Mark
no,
McDonald.
pass. Bit of a teammate battle going on 5th and 6th as well. Marsh and Maloney going at it, but I don't think we'll see anything too aggressive there. Larnack has actually pulled another 1/10 of a second on Rougier.
Yeah,
that last lap by.
Much better in this post-pit stop phase than Rougier is Larnack.
Hopefully we'll see Justin Rougier out on track a little bit more in the coming weeks and months. Whether it be back in the V8 Supercar or maybe we might see him in the Porsche Super Cup in the Premier Series.
Yep. Another battle, meanwhile, Jay. Mitchell Campbell and Thomas Hinz.
I'd actually just flicked to that battle. I was about to say the same battle. So just noticed the lap times between those guys.
Right,
very, very close. Oh, Vale Riches has gone off the track again at Moss.
No, you know what? I think Grant Fitzpatrick might have run out of fuel.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick hadn't pitted.
Yeah, so I think he may have forgotten that there was a pit stop required.
I would be guessing so.
So Grant Fitzpatrick pulls into his pit bay, and
Vale Riches,
an unfortunate end.
Not sure exactly what happened to Vale Riches. I can't pick up the replay of it, but he was off the track at Moss. He's now got Tim Ballinger right behind. Larnack and Rougier, that's staying around about the half a second, but 0.3 of a second between Hinz and Campbell. And Campbell has a really good pace down the back straight.
Vale Ritchie's looped it by himself in the middle of Moss there, Jay.
Unlucky.
So going from bad to worse for
That
Vale.
rear wing damage, I would be guessing, is really playing havoc on him now.
Yeah.
With only 3 minutes to go in this race. So we're on board with Mitchell Campbell.
Yep, chasing down that Proforce Racing machine of Thomas Hinds. Coming into turn 1, having a little bit of a look up the inside.
Thought about it. Thought about having a bit of a late dive there.
Yep, just
3 minutes to go is the time to do it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be a maximum of 3 laps left. Oh, getting very, very close here. Mitchell Campbell's got that mid-corner grip. Hinds covers the inside. Going to get on the throttle. Power sliding that Porsche out of turn 3. Getting a little bit of a run on Campbell now.
If the gap between Larnac and Rougier starts to close, we'll go back to that. But we'll stay with this battle here. Hinds is under a lot of pressure.
Certainly is. And, you know, for position 16 after starting 19th, probably be a good result for him. Of course, we've got to remember Mitchell Campbell started 10th and is now down in 17th. So he's looking to gain some positions
here he
back.
comes.
Yep. Hinds covers the inside. They're going to go side by side through the third
Oh, this
last
is going to be
turn.
messy.
Oh, no. Campbell backs out of it very wisely too.
Go back to Larnac and Rougier. They're right there now. Justin Rougier is right on the tail. Lost a little bit of time through turn 3, but he is ready to pounce. 90 seconds left.
Yep, 90 seconds left in this race. Larnac is, it still has the edge, just. I'll tell you who we should look out for down at the bottom edge of the top 20 is Gene Fittis. He was faster than both Hinds and Campbell on the last lap, and he's gaining on them quite fast.
Yeah, 0.4 of a second on Campbell last lap. Campbell is right there, ready to pounce, but Hinds is doing a great job making sure he's just holding that position. Not doing anything outrageous. Rougier has made a little bit of a mistake. It's down to 0.8 of a second now, that gap. But Muggleton leading from a 12-second lead over Michael Heary.
Oh, goodness.
Stuart Hall's in the fence. Stuart Hall in P12. He's just clipped the wall at the inside of turn 2. See if we can get a replay, but that's a shame for him. He was doing a great job just in the top 10. He was in 10th position, and that will now drop him back through the field. Replay on screen.
Yep, but back up the front, looks like race time has finished, and Muggleton is going to cross the line.
Yeah, so this will be the last lap of the race. Actually, he's crossed the line with crossed the line with 5 seconds left on the clock. So we now officially have the final lap of the race.
Could have afforded to slow down a bit, Muggo. You wouldn't have lost anything.
Yeah, I don't know why he kept going. Jared Tymans finally decided to make his pit stop. I think he may have ran out of fuel as well because he's been stopped for a long time.
Oh, wow.
He's just made his pit stop on the final lap of the race, so he did a good job to conserve fuel to get to this point.
Yep, Larnac and Rougier doesn't look to be developing into anything more, meanwhile.
No, it's staying around that 0.7 of a second, which is unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen these guys go. To watch out for this car ahead, though. The 64 is in the fence. Is that David Coleman?
Yes,
clipped
it is.
The outside wall, or the inside wall at the exit of turn 2. But we'll go to Josh Muggleton, who's coming into the final complex of corners. Great drive from Muggo.
Yeah, great drive from Muggo. Just ahead of him, though, Hinds and Campbell is still going.
Yeah, we'll show that after we watch Muggleton cross the line. But a great drive from Muggo. Absolutely dominant in qualifying, dominant in the race. Muggleton will pick up the race win. We'll go back to Hinds, Campbell and Fitties, who isn't far away. By the end of this lap, he could be there, ready to pounce.
Yep,
Hinds,
Campbell
big
tried
mistake.
to send one. Campbell tried to send one up the inside of the last turn on Hinds at the end of that lap, but He'll only have one more opportunity to do that. It looks like Hins, defending magnificently, but he does look to have a little bit of a pace disadvantage compared to Campbell as they exit Moss.
I thought Campbell was going to run in the back of him there through the middle of Moss.
Maloney's going to beat out Luca Giacomin for 6th place, meanwhile. Here we go. The battle for position number 16. Mitchell Campbell, it's now or never.
Oh, around the outside.
Late on the brakes, round the outside. Hins is going to come back on him. Just
good driving.
Room. Oh, but
good
Hins
move.
Lose out at the final turn. What a move there from Mitchell Campbell. Fantastic stuff. And he is going to take 16th place.
Glad we stayed with that battle because that was a fantastic move. Well done.
And that's why I like this championship, because you got battles like that for the lower positions. It's fantastic to see.
Looks like everyone's crossed the line, so we'll get the results up on the screen. No, we won't because they're not working. Hang on, let me try this. There we go. Jeez, I'm doing well.
Good.
Oh, Josh Muggleton picks up the win. 12.5 second win over Michael Healy in second. Greg Stewart in third. Mark McDonald in fourth position. Then Darren Marsh, Jake Maloney, Giacomin in seventh. Then Scott Larnack, Justin Rougier, and Val Riches rounding out the top 10.
In 11th was Tim Ballinger. Very good gain there from 18th position. Stuart Hall finishing in 12th after an unfortunate incident in the last couple of laps. Up to 13th from 20th was Michael Hammond with Andrew Stokes, and 14th Jay Boving finished in 15th place. Mitchell Campbell finishing 16th after an incredible pass around the outside of Thomas Hins on the last lap in the third last turn, while 18th would be taken up by Gene Fittis. Mark Peter Dean in 19th place, rounding out the top 20, Warwick Brown.
Then you got Steve Jansen 21st, David Coleman in 22nd, both those guys one lap down. Jared Tyman, Alex Greenwood, Grant Fitzpatrick, Bo Albert and George Johnson, the last of the drivers to finish the race. Then the DNFs, Mitchell McLeod, Benjamin Smith, Connor McCluskey-Young, Hayden Dodman and Sean Evans all did not finish the race, but what a fantastic race that was. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, that pit stop really spiced things up, and
sure.
We saw some awesome battles all throughout the field. And if that's anything to go by, man, the rest of this championship's going to be great.
Hopefully have a few drivers pop over for a chat very, very soon. But before we get to them, we'll quickly talk about what we've got coming up very, very soon. Obviously, tomorrow night we'll have the V8 Supercar, the final round of the official V8 Supercar Championship from the Nürburgring, which I'm really looking forward to. I've never watched the V8 race there as of yet, so that'll be good fun. Then we'll have next Sunday night, we will be back for V8 Supercar Online Premier Series, but before that as well, we'll have the Le Mans 24-hour. We'll have our 6-hour stint of that, and then on Tuesday night, on the 13th, we will have the next instalment of the All-Star Shootout. I'm really looking forward to that race.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic fortnight of broadcasts here at V8's Online, and we hope that you join us for all of that. Make sure to like us on Facebook, V8's Online, follow us on Twitter at V8's Online, and be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. There's already 3.2k of you doing that. Shout out to all of you, and hopefully that number will grow. Thank you very much for your viewership, and we once again hope that you'll join us for future broadcasts, because we do love our broadcasting and we do love our fantastic online racing all around the world.
Yeah, we love our sim racing, and if we didn't, we probably wouldn't be doing it as much as we do, but it's been good fun to broadcast as much as we are, and we're going to continue to grow. And as we mentioned before, if you're a member of the Australia-New Zealand Club, if you would like to have your say on what we actually broadcast and what we stream on a Thursday night, let us know. There's a forum post up. At the moment, IMSA is leading the way, so it looks like it'll be between IMSA and Proto GT replacing the Club Oz NZ trucks next time by, but there's still a few days left to vote, so make sure you jump on and have your say. And if you don't have your say, you can't really complain about what we actually show.
Yeah, certainly. In other news, though, we have our race winner here in the commentary box for an interview. Josh Muggleton right here, right now. Josh, That was an absolutely fantastic run from you once again. Crushingly dominant victory of 12.5 seconds over Michael Healy. How was it from your perspective?
Yeah, really good. Something about this car just obviously clicks with me because I really enjoy it, and I seem to be pretty quick in it. So yeah, great race for me, obviously. Great race for Healy as well. So TTR 1-2. But yeah, big thanks to Harrop and HRS and all the boys at TTR for all their help. Yeah, we're looking pretty good at the moment.
What did you think about the addition to a pit stop just to mix it up a little bit? I don't think it really helped in regards to the racing for you, but what do you think about it?
Oh, it did. That's why I pitted early, because I was trying to cover off the competition caution just in case, because that would just nullify my lead that I had then. So it was playing on my mind. Every lap I went past, I'm thinking, oh, is it going to come out now and screw me or not? So yeah, I liked it. It had that extra little bit of strategy to the race and mixed it up a bit. So yeah, it was good.
Well, with your win here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and your win at Phillip Island in the previous round, I suppose you're looking forward to the double header at Barber Motorsports Park. It's going to be a 20-minute and a 25-minute double race format, and well, it's been a while since we've had a race at Barber here at V8's Online. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, Barbara has always been pretty kind to me, so I'll probably put the mock on myself now and I'll stuff up one of the races. But
Saves me doing it, mate.
Yeah, well, standard if you say something. So
I've still got it, mate. I've still got it all these years later.
Yeah, that's right. So kind of a good commentator, that. But yeah, Barber's great track in all its configurations, and I think it'll suit the Carrera Cup car really nicely.
Fantastic to hear, Josh. Well, hopefully we'll see you there at Barber again at the top step, and yeah, congratulations.
Hopefully, mate. Fingers crossed. Thanks very much for the broadcast and all your efforts behind the scenes. Really appreciate it. I know George does, and Sim Racing Bay, and everyone who's organising this series. So it's shaping up to be something really good, I think.
Couldn't agree more, mate. Thank you.
Cheers,
Thank
boys.
you very much for joining us, Josh Muggleton, your race winner, and joining us in the commentary box now, I believe, is Mark McDonald, our fourth place finisher, and the only international in the field. Mark, how was your race?
Hey guys, good morning from Chicago. Well, I have no idea. I haven't been outside yet, but I assume it's a nice morning. Man, this was my first race with you guys, and this was fantastic. I had a blast. This was, the field. I was looking at qualifying before I started, and I just knew it was going to be a real heck of a race because there were like 23 guys within a second of each other. Josh obviously, had all of us handled pretty good by 2 or 3 tenths at least on the qualifying, so I knew he was going to just take off. But I had a really good start, and kind of got into a rhythm with Justin and with Darren. And Justin made a little boo-boo at turn 2 and went wide. That's obviously everyone knows that corner is super touchy. If you touch the grass, your race is probably over. So it looks like he gathered it up and kept going, but got by him there. And then Darren and I, had a nice little race for the first like 10 laps or so, just coming into the first bit, and got by him when he made a mistake in the last corner. So I was at that point, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna catch Michael. I'm gonna really get on his heels, and then of course they just inched away. There's kind of a thing that happens in this car, I think, where you get to like a steady. I was running 18.7s basically the whole race, and then there's a point where the fuel burns off enough that those guys drop down to like 18.3s, and they just inched away. So overall, it was a fantastic race. Really exciting for me, and I had a great time. And really appreciate you guys hosting it, all the work that you guys and George put into it. I know, and Sim Racing Bay for helping us out with the sponsorship as well. Really appreciate it.
That's been good fun having you along, mate. Will we see you back again?
That's my goal. I have to wake up at 3:55 to make this race.
You'll be right.
So it's I just go to bed a little bit early, but but that's my goal, is to make as many of the rounds as I can, and it's great. Michael doesn't know this, but I actually, in all of the Porsche Cup races and the IMSA races, I use him as kind of my benchmark, because he's usually a little bit faster than me. So just kind of seeing where he was, I was like, oh yeah, I could definitely be up there in this, and have a great time with these guys.
Fantastic stuff to hear, Mark. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We're glad you had a lot of fun, and I suppose we'll see you at Barber Motorsports Park, hopefully on the 18th.
That's my goal. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Thanks, mate.
Brilliant stuff. Mark McDonald there from Chicago, making his debut in the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia Championship. Broadcast here on V8's Online. Well, Jay, I think it's round about the time we wrap this broadcast up. It was a fantastic night of racing, to say the least.
It was awesome fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And if next round's half as good as that, we're going to have another fun night. So bring on the next round in 2 weeks at Barber, one of my favourite tracks. I absolutely love it. And 2 short races back to back should make it really, really entertaining. So bring it on.
Yeah, certainly bring it on. I'm definitely looking forward to it myself. Well, as we've said a few times in this broadcast, we do have quite a bit of broadcasting ahead of us for the forthcoming fortnight. Of course, we've got the official iRacing V8 Supercar Series tomorrow. We've got our stint of the official iRacing 24 Hours of Le Mans and the V8 Supercar Online Premiere Series next Sunday. And then the Tuesday after, we are going to broadcast the All-Star Shootout to see who and what team is the best in the Australian community, taking away those bragging rights. And of course, on the 18th is going to be round 3 of Porsche Carrera Cup Australia at Barber Motorsports Park for the doubleheader. Well, Jay, thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box. Thank you very much for your directing duties. It was certainly fun doing this with you. And yeah, I certainly hope that we can see all of you viewers for our next few broadcasts as well. My name is Reese Gardner. Joining me has been Jay Kennedy, and you've been watching the Porsche Carrera Cup Australia Championship presented by Sim Racing Bay on V8's Online. The best race here. The best in this case was Josh Muggleton, your race winner tonight, and we'll see you next time.